We are always trying to do things quickly. Throughout our entire life, we are continuously learning and memorizing things. But that doesn't mean that we remember all of that knowledge we have gathered or will gather. So why do we forget things? Our brain is like a hard drive. The space is limited. Our brain protects us from overloading with information. That is why all the new materials we learn are stored in the short-term memory and not in the long term. This is why if you don't repeat or revise it, your brain tends to erase those data. Here are 11 tips that will help you memorize things easier and faster. Let's dig in. The first technique is try to understand what you learn. You probably know the feeling when you're learning something but you don't understand the information. So usually such learning turns into a nightmare because it looks like learning a poem that has no rhyme. Another bad thing about learning something you don't understand is that if you forget some part of it, you'll not be able to continue because you have only memorized the order of words, not their actual meaning. That's why we do not recommend doing it this way. What you should do is read the entire piece of information and figure out what the main point or points are trying to retell what you have read using your own words. Do it as simply as you can. If you are successful, that means you understood the information. And now it will be way easier to memorize the details. Our second step, learn the most necessary information. If you feel like you have too much on your plate, set your priorities correctly. Decide what you have to know and what you can do without. After that, focus on the key parts of what you need to memorize. If you find some time to devote to the less important information, that's great too. But remember, focus only what's necessary. Third step, serial position effect. Interesting, huh? Well, with learning something new, remember these things that are the beginning and the end you have memorized. Then use this effect to your advantage. Sort the information so that the key parts are at the beginning and at the end. For example, you have made your shopping list. I love to make shopping lists, on which you have mentioned various items such as chocolates, yum, milk, cheese, eggs, and toothpaste. Chocolate was at the top of the list and toothpaste was at the bottom of the list. You will for sure remember chocolate and toothpaste as it was at the top and at the end. Simple, huh? Now, our fourth step, interference theory. Switch your attention from one topic to another, from one activity to another. Now, for example, you're preparing for a public talk. You've learned the text for 15 minutes. It's time to take a break and rest every 15 to 20 minutes. Because this is the period when attention is at its best and people usually stop being attentive. So the best thing you can do is switch to something completely different, like playing the guitar, maybe making a sandwich. So, we are on our fifth step. Learn opposite things. Opposites are easily memorized in pairs. For example, if you're learning a new language, memorize day and night together. This way, you will build a connection between these two things in your mind. So if you forget one of them, the second one will help you to recall. I hope you got it, guys. Now, on our sixth step, I call it the use nail words. The point of this technique is to nail one learned thing to another. For example, if you need to memorize the French for nail, you should also look up wall, hammer, and other words you can logically connect to nail. Connecting words helps a lot. Our seventh step, make up stories. If you need to memorize a lot of information in a particular order, try to put the pieces into a story. It's important that the pieces are connected to each other with some kind of plot. So if you accidentally forget something, you can always recall what was supposed to happen next in the story. It's putting them together. Yes, this might seem like you need even more effort, but it's true, to believe us. It does work wonders. Now, we're on our eighth step. Use a voice recorder. Well, record the information somehow you are learning and listen to the recording a few times. This method is handy because it allows all types of memory to work. First, you read the information, so you saw it with your own eyes, and then you heard it with your ears. The more contact you have with what you are learning, the better you memorize it. Our ninth step, visualize. Use your body language when learning this. This will help you trigger your muscle memory, so you draw something you've learned, and this will really help you to connect to your memories. Our 10th step, only the best materials, guys. Don't use outdated books and methods of learning. Things have changed a lot since the books were written. Don't waste your time on something that may turn out to be wrong. So go online and check the most recent information on that subject. Be updated. So now, guys, here we are on the review section. We're gonna go over these questions, what I've taught you and talked about, and you will answer the questions. I hope you have fun and good luck.